Welcome back to Everyday Quiz. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of history with a trivia quiz featuring 50 questions. Test your knowledge on historical events, figures, and milestones. Each question has 4 choices, and we'll reveal the correct answer right after. Keep track of your score and share it in the comments below. Let's get started. Who was the first president of the United States? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, John Adams. Answer: George Washington. In which year did the Titanic sink? 1910, 1912, 1914, 1916. Answer: 1912. What was the name of the ship that carried the Pilgrims to America in 1620? The Mayflower, the Santa Maria, the Nina, the Pinta. Answer: the Mayflower. Who was the British Prime Minister during World War II? Winston Churchill, Neville Chamberlain, Margaret Thatcher, Tony Blair. Answer: Winston Churchill. What ancient civilization built the pyramids of Giza? Romans, Greeks, Egyptians, Babylonians. Answer: Egyptians. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, James Madison. Answer: Thomas Jefferson. What was the main cause of the 100 Years' War? Territorial disputes, religious conflicts, succession disputes, trade conflicts. Answer: succession disputes. Who was the first man to step on the moon? Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, Neil Armstrong, Yuri Gagarin. Answer: Neil Armstrong. What was the name of the first permanent English settlement in North America? Plymouth, Jamestown, Roanoke, Williamsburg. Answer: Jamestown. Which war was fought between the North and South in the United States? War of 1812, Revolutionary War, Civil War, Spanish-American War. Answer: Civil War. Who was the leader of the Soviet Union during the Cuban Missile Crisis? Leon Trotsky, Nikita Khrushchev, Joseph Stalin, Mikhail Gorbachev. Answer: Nikita Khrushchev. What was the primary language of the Roman Empire? Greek, Latin, Egyptian, Aramaic. Answer: Latin. What historical event began on July 28, 1914? World War I, the Great Depression, World War II, the Russian Revolution. Answer: World War I. Who was the famous queen of ancient Egypt, known for her relationships with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony? Cleopatra, Nefertiti, Hatshepsut, Tutankhamun. Answer: Cleopatra. What was the name of the series of trials held in 1692 in Massachusetts? The Salem Witch Trials, the Boston Tea Party, the Trial of the Tories, the Colonial Rebellion. Answer: the Salem Witch Trials. Who was the first emperor of China? Qin Shi Huang, Liu Bang, Sun Yat-sen Confucius. Answer: Qin Shi Huang. What was the name of the ship that carried Charles Darwin on his voyage that led to his theory of evolution? The Beagle, the Endeavor, the Discovery, the Resolution. Answer: the Beagle. What was the primary purpose of the Berlin Wall? To prevent immigration from East to West Berlin, to divide East and West Germany, to mark the border of Berlin, to protect Berlin from Soviet invasion. Answer: to prevent immigration from East to West Berlin. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? Theresa May, Margaret Thatcher, Nicola Sturgeon, Elizabeth II. Answer: Margaret Thatcher. What famous document was signed on September 17, 1787? The Emancipation Proclamation, the Magna Carta, the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. Answer: the U.S. Constitution. Who was the leader of the Mongol Empire during its greatest expansion? Genghis Khan, Kublai Khan, Attila the Hun, Timur. Answer: Genghis Khan. What was the name of the U.S. military operation to liberate Kuwait from Iraqi occupation in 1991? Operation Desert Storm, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Desert Shield. Answer: Operation Desert Storm. In what year did the French Revolution begin? 776, 1789, 1799, 1815. Answer: 1789. Who was the leader of the South African anti-apartheid movement and the first black president of South Africa? Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, Thabo Mbeki, Steve Biko. Answer: Nelson Mandela. What event is considered the start of the Great Depression in 1929? The Dust Bowl, the stock market crash, the collapse of the gold standard, the banking crisis. Answer: the stock market crash. Who was the Roman god of war? Jupiter, Neptune, Mars, Apollo. Answer: Mars. What famous document was issued by President Lincoln in 1863 declaring the freedom of slaves in Confederate states? The Bill of Rights, the Emancipation Proclamation, the Gettysburg Address, the Missouri Compromise. Answer: the Emancipation Proclamation. Who was the famous leader of the Indian independence movement against British rule? Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Subhas Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh. Answer: Mahatma Gandhi. In which city was the Declaration of Independence signed? Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. Answer: Philadelphia. What was the name of the international organization established after World War I to promote peace and cooperation among countries? The United Nations, the League of Nations, the World Trade Organization, the International Monetary Fund. Answer: the League of Nations. What was the main focus of the Renaissance period in Europe? Industrialization, exploration, revival of art and learning, Reformation. Answer: revival of art and learning. Who was the first emperor of Rome? Augustus, Julius Caesar, Nero, Trajan. Answer: Augustus. What war was fought between the Union and the Confederacy in the United States from 1861 to 1865? The Civil War, the War of 1812, the Spanish-American War, the Mexican-American War. Answer: the Civil War. Who was the first person to circumnavigate the globe? Christopher Columbus, Ferdinand Magellan, Vasco da Gama, James Cook. Answer: Ferdinand Magellan. What major event occurred on June 6, 1944 during World War II? The bombing of Pearl Harbor, the signing of the Treaty of Versailles, the D-Day invasion, the end of World War I. Answer: the D-Day invasion. Who was the leader of the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia in 1917? Joseph Stalin, Vladimir Lenin, Leon Trotsky, Nicholas II. Answer: Vladimir Lenin. What was the name of the conflict between the U.S. and the Soviet Union that lasted from the end of World War II until 1991? The Cold War, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Cuban Missile Crisis. Answer: the Cold War. What famous structure was completed in Paris in 1889 as the entrance arch to the 1889 World's Fair? The Louvre, Notre-Dame Cathedral, the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe. Answer: the Eiffel Tower. Who was the famous conqueror of the Inca Empire? Hernán Cortés, Francisco Pizarro, Vasco Núñez de Balboa, Ferdinand Magellan. Answer: Francisco Pizarro. What document, signed in 1215, limited the powers of the English monarchy and is considered a foundational document for modern democracy? The Magna Carta, the Habeas Corpus Act, the Petition of Right, the Bill of Rights. Answer: the Magna Carta. Who was the famous U.S. civil rights leader who delivered the I Have a Dream speech in 1963? Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., John Lewis. Answer: Martin Luther King Jr. What ancient wonder was located in the city of Babylon? The Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. Answer: the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. What was the primary purpose of the Berlin airlift in 1948-1949? To transport supplies to West Berlin, to evacuate refugees from East Berlin, to conduct aerial reconnaissance, to provide military support to West Berlin. Answer: to transport supplies to West Berlin. Who was the famous female pharaoh of ancient Egypt known for her extensive building projects? Cleopatra, Hatshepsut, Nefertiti, Sobek-Neferu. Answer: Hatshepsut. What event marked the beginning of the American Revolutionary War? The signing of the Treaty of Paris? The Boston Tea Party? The battles of Lexington and Concord? The Declaration of Independence? Answer: the battles of Lexington and Concord. Who was the famous explorer who first reached the South Pole in 1911? Robert Falcon Scott, Ernest Shackleton, Roald Amundsen, Edmund Hillary. Answer: Roald Amundsen. What empire was ruled by Genghis Khan and expanded significantly in the 13th century? The Ottoman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, the Mongol Empire, the Roman Empire. Answer: the Mongol Empire. What was the name of the 1944 Allied operation that aimed to liberate France from Nazi occupation? Operation Overlord, Operation Barbarossa, Operation Torch, Operation Market Garden. Answer: Operation Overlord. Who was the U.S. president during the Great Depression and World War II? Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, Woodrow Wilson. Answer: Franklin D. Roosevelt. What was the name of the agreement that ended World War I in 1919? The Treaty of Versailles, the Treaty of Paris, the Treaty of Berlin, the Treaty of Ghent. Answer: the Treaty of Versailles. That concludes our history trivia quiz. How did you fare? Let us know your score in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the quiz, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Everyday Quiz for more fun and challenging quizzes. Thanks for joining us, and see you in the next video.